Perhaps the two of us have been brought together here for a greater purpose.
Hey, hi, hello, welcome to the show. This is Namor the Submariner. He's a fish-flavored superhero, the king of Atlantis, or whatever. He's half mutant, half Atlantean. He's been a good guy, a bad guy, an anti-hero, and back again. He flip-flops more than a beach tuna on Independence Day. He was part of the X-Men and the Avengers at different points, but has also rivaled them. Superman may have been the first comic book superhero of this kind, debuting in Action Comics in 1938, but Superman didn't fly at first. Initially, Superman could only leap over tall buildings. It's a little known fact that the first flying superhero was the water-themed baddie named Namor the Submariner. He was able to soar on account of his cute little ankle wings. To be honest, Namor's always been kinda lame to me. He's like a low-rung superhero amongst much larger names. He will most always be outshined by the likes of the Captain Americas and the Sue Storms of the world. Hell, he's not even the coolest fish-type superhero. On top of all that, he also has a very unappealing look. Big arched eyebrows, gigantic widow's peak, sunken cheeks, scale trunks, and bare feet with wings. Namor always kinda sucked, but somehow endured the test of time. I guess he has some fans out there, but I've never met one. You might be thinking, yo, why are you hung up on his looks? Well, Bucky, that's because this is the next episode of Comic Evolution, the show where I look at how comic book characters and the artists that create them have evolved over time. Marvel Rivals has just dropped the most hideous skin that I've ever seen, and it belongs to my beautiful Namor, who's one of my favorite duelists to play in the game. So that's why my heart is breaking a little bit. So to see how we got here, we gotta go back to where it all began. We gotta go back to 1939. A free, uncirculated promotional pamphlet called Motion Picture Funnies Weekly was given out at movie theaters. Namor debuts in black and white. He looks like a buff, pointy-eared water elf. His creator, Bill Everett, fleshed out Namor in full color in Marvel Comics 1. He has stayed pretty faithful to his debut look, but there are a couple things to note. In his first issue, Namor has on a pair of black trunks, not his staple greens. He has no wrist gauntlets or shell on his belt. But other than that, yeah, that's Namor. Also appearing in this book is the Human Torch, who categorically is not the same Human Torch that I know today. That is all to say that some characters evolve heavily over the years, while others simply don't, for whatever reason. 1961, Fantastic Four, Issue 4. Stop him! If the Submariner reaches the water, he'll become invincible. One part of Namor's design that has always stood out to me is the flatness of his head. That hair doesn't go up high enough for this to be a flat top hairstyle. That man has a table skull. And what are those? Are those red trunks that I spy with my little eye? I didn't know Namor owned a pair of red trunks. Well, the more you know, I guess. And his reveal in this book is ridiculous. A bearded man gets his beard burned off by the Human Torch, and it's revealed to be the Submariner himself under the facial hair. Very clever, Stan and Jack. Very clever. The full body shot reveals bare wrists, no gauntlets. But that's the only detail that really jumps out to me other than the red trunks. In Strange Tales number 107 by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and Dick Ayers from 1963, they give Namor his signature green scaly swimming trunks. I have no idea how this look didn't get popular in swimming pools across the nation. Let's get out of the 60s for a moment and into the 70s. 1975. This is the first major step in Namor's design. Now, this is an outfit of a water god superhero. What happened to this suit? This suit rules. Back then they shaded black suits with blue, and that effect looks amazing here. He's also got on this big, thick golden weight belt with an anchor on the front. Bad ass. And under the arms he's got webbing, which works both logically and aesthetically for an Aqua type man. He looks menacing. This look really should have been his base design going forward. I need to see this skin in Marvel Rivals. Hint hint, Netties, let's get on it. Okay, let's mosey right along to 1980. Amazing Spider-Man, issue 211. Namor appears on the cover of Marvel's biggest flagship title alongside the titular Spider-Man. His head, still flat. His ears, still pointy. His eyebrows, you ask? Yup, still big arches. But this is the fully realized Namor design that I am most familiar with. Green scaly trunks? Check. Ankle wings? Check. Golden wrist gauntlets? Finally! Check and check. His face is sporting that famous Namor scowl that really drives the invisible ladies crazy. These interiors are true to the cover and have the same amount of detail, sometimes more. The cover and interiors were handled by master of the craft, John Romita Jr. I'm not a big Spider-Man guy, yet, admittedly, but 80s John Romita Jr. might be my favorite Spidey art that I've seen so far. His figure drawing and poses are dynamic, and his panel-to-panel storytelling is buttery. His Namor is a believable ass kicker. He's big, buff, barrel-chested, grizzled, mean, and powerful. AKA, he looks like he belongs in the middle of a superhero book. This time around, he doesn't just look like a big, strong water elf. He feels like a force to be bloody reckoned with. All in one of the lamest superhero costumes to ever hit the market. Jim Mooney's inks complement Romita's style because they match each other's skill level and their goals seem to be aligned in telling a great story. If Namor came across like this all the time, I wouldn't have been so mean up front. 1990, Namor gets his very own book, written and drawn by John Byrne. I didn't read any of this 4-year run, but if John Byrne is the main guy behind it, it could really go either way, couldn't it? I'm not sure if I could read a book about a round-headed Namor. If there's one thing I know about Namor, it's a flat head. This spherical cranium cannot be trusted. Also, his wrist gimmicks have been completely removed. John Byrne, you done fucked up. Okay, one more comic book design before we rate and rank his Marvel rival skins. 2012. Avengers vs. X-Men. I might as well cover them both here since it is a crossover book. In this one, Namor is on the side of the X-Men, and I'm not going to cover his Avengers run in detail because there's nothing really interesting to note there. Here, however, there is. We got Romita Jr. back on the pencils, and he put Namor in that black suit that I love so much. He doesn't have that armpit webbing, but he does have golden X's on his boots to make up for it. But the one cool thing that this book does is it gives Namor the power of the Phoenix, which makes him a fire-powered water hero. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Good old comic books, I guess. Now he's got on red scaly pants with these triple-tiered golden shoulder pads. His ears are pointy. Great. And it's looking like round-headed Namor is now canon. How unfortunate. I'm going to skip over Namor's film appearance because Rivals has a version of it. So without any further delay, let's dive into the game. And this is Namor from the game. He is completely unrecognizable from the comics. And I'm gonna tell you, this is such a major step up. Would you look at this design? Look at this gigantic spiky shoulder pad and entire arm gimmick thing that's going on over here. We got a full set of pants and like there's a set of like armor on the thigh opposite of the shoulder that has the big spiky thing. That sort of symmetry or like anti-symmetry or whatever looks so sick. He's also got, of course, the ankle wings, but the ankle wings don't look so silly when the ankles and feet are kind of covered like a ninja or whatever. He looks awesome. And as you can see, he flies a little bit. He doesn't really fly in the game so much unless he's got the bubble on him, but oh my God, this is the glow up of a century. Look at this golden belt with the belt buckle, the arm strap with the spikes, and I haven't even come to the head yet because, as you see, he isn't flat-headed, and that's going to be okay because this head over here looks great because of this hairstyle. This hairstyle is a mix of like ponytail and braids, golden braids inside of green hair. He looks awesome. And his eyebrows, yeah, they still kind of got that big pointy kind of aesthetic to them. But with the slash through them, the little scar, it looks so cool. And even though he's got the pointy ears, not coming across like a stupid little water elf, with one of them pierced with a big ring. The base skin in Rivals for Namor is the best one going. And I said earlier I wasn't going to cover the movie one from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but here it is, and he looks incredible. I don't know what you call this thing that goes over his shoulder. It looks like one of these really big, thick necklaces kind of thing. He's got the pearl in the middle and all this purple ornate stuff going on. He's got a couple pearl necklaces going on behind that. He looks great. He looks awesome. And this is kind of the closest to the comics that we're going to get. We're not going to get the tighty-whitey, scaly Trunks going on here, but we do have green Trunks. He's got these kick guards going on, very CM Punk, super wrestling over here. I love this design. Golden gauntlets in all. And yeah, Rivals has the Phoenix version too. And this Phoenix version, to be honest, I do think it's kind of mid. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It doesn't really strike me. It's not something that I'm ever going to buy, but I do like the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads kind of are faithful to the comics, even though this is an interpretation of them. And then we got Namor in the classic X-Men golden blues. And I just gotta say, I love what they're doing with these shoulders. These big glass orb shoulder things, incredibly well designed. All the Namors in this game so far are better than the comic books, and it's not even a conversation. Then we got this reskin, just a purple version. This one with the golden crown, this one's like whatever. But we're here to talk about the worst skin I've ever seen in my entire life. Monstro King, it's called. Look at this. You think it's going to be epic, right? Oh my god, you got this big kraken, all these tentacles coming down, and then you're faced with this. What is this? What's going on? What's hanging down from your head? You got tentacles coming out of your head? Huh? Yeah, no, he has tentacles instead of hair. And then back here, more tentacle hair. What is happening? And none of that is to mention these fingers. Look at these fingers down here. When I move them around, they wobble back and forth. Let's go close in. God damn, what are these fingers? I don't even think they know what these fingers are. This is absolutely hideous. And then they've covered them in all these like weird coral things. I don't know what they were cooking, but they certainly were not cooking with this one. This one is an amalgamation of everything that's wrong in the world. This is an ungodly abomination. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to go like, hey man, he's very aquatic. He's also kind of pirate themed here. We're going to mix them both together, but giving him these disgusting green feet with these pointy toenails. It's just nasty. You can smell this fucking design from wherever you are in the world, okay? I don't think there's anybody in the history that is going to play as this design. And it's the free one that comes immediately when you buy the Battle Pass. And this is the reason I haven't bought the Battle Pass. I do not want this skin in my collection. I want to forget about this skin forever. This ruins Namor forever. We saw the rise in his design, okay? He started off kind of mid, then he got badass, then he got awesome, and here he is getting absolutely obliterated again. That is officially a rise and fall of the Namor comic book design. I absolutely hate what I'm seeing here, but that's my opinion. I want to know what you have to say. What's your favorite Namor design through the comic books, through the movies, through any adaptation, through Marvel Rivals? Which one rules? Are you an Aquaman guy? Because to me, I don't know. Fish-flavored superheroes aren't really my favorite. They never really appealed to me. But in this game, I love playing as Namor, which endears him to me, which opens my heart to Namor. I am officially the aforementioned Namor fan that I said didn't exist. I am the one and only. I love Namor now because of this game. Okay, write your stuff down below. I want to know your opinions. Hit the like button. Press subscribe. I'm probably going to change the name of this channel soon. I want it to make sense to what I'm actually doing rather than it being just a joke, an inside joke, a deep cut. But anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. See you later and have a good one.